Yep.
So I thought I would do another video because there was so many things I missed out in the first video that clearly people liked yesterday. We're going to focus on the three main cartridges. Yesterday I said it was 16, 12 and 20. In the UK now we've got your 410, we've got your 12, your 20 and your 410. These are the three main cartridges in the UK. There is no point shooting sporting clays, which is what most people will be doing. There's no point shooting sporting clays with anything other than a 12-bore shotgun. If you're a lady or a younger gentleman, younger lady, then a 20-bore shotgun is going to be lighter, easier to handle. When you become of a certain age and a certain size, you might as well just shoot sporting clays with a 12-bore shotgun. The patterns that you're going to get from your 12-bore, the availability of the cartridges, there is so many different manufacturers in the UK, there's so many manufacturers in Europe, but there is four main ones in the UK. You've got your Game Boys, you've got your Hull, you've got your Express and you've got your Ely. I think there's a couple of others in the UK, but we're not going to worry too much about that. So your 12-bore shotgun, when I was explaining yesterday about your spherical balls, round balls equaling a 12-bore. A 12-bore shotgun measures 0.729 of an inch. That is the nominal bore. So when you look down the inside of a standard 12-bore shotgun, it will measure 0.729 of an inch. A 20-bore shotgun, which is more suited to game shooting, and it is more suited to ladies and children that want to shoot, has got a nominal bore of, I believe it is 662. You can check it out on the internet, and I will show you a little book which I should have done in the first video, but these two and the others that I showed you yesterday, they are worked out all on your pound of lead. The 410, which we didn't do but Andrew did last time, the 410 differs from the other bore sizes in this is measured in thousandths of an inch basically, which measures 0.410 of an inch. Now 0.410, 0.662 and 0.729, they are what's called the nominal bore. So that is where the bore dimensions will start. You can get bore dimensions that go above in the 12 bore. You'll start at 729. When you get backboard barrels, that basically means the bore has been opened up from 0.729 of an inch to, in some cases, 740, 11th thou over the top. In some other cases, 750. If you looked at an older English gun, by the time you start getting to an 750 bore, you will start moving up into an 11 bore. But that's another conversation for another day. We won't confuse people too much because it confuses me enough already. Now, this, Nigel Brown's book, if you can see that there. Does it come out
got that in, yeah.
Nigel Brown's book here, I have read this book from cover to cover. It really focuses more on the English market, well, completely on the English market. If you read the cover, it says London Gunmakers Volume 2, I think it says. Very, very good book to buy. The man does three of these books, but in the back, you've got your bore dimensions for each size, well worth a read. Unfortunately, I do know a lot of the numbers off the top of my head. That is why I'm not trying to read them out. Buy the book, read it yourself, print it off the internet, read various books. That's the best way to get it, Paul. So, choking. I'm not going to talk about choking because, as I said to you yesterday, Paul, I'm a general person. All I want to do is make sure the gun works. A lot of people get caught up on bore sizes, choke. What you must remember is the manufacturers will be making these guns, these cartridges, to your nominal bore size, which is 0.729 of an inch, 0.615, 0.410. So, as I have said, Nominal bore, that is in the middle. Some 12 bores you can get at .710, as I said, 719, 729, 740, 750. Nowadays, with the metric measurements, I haven't kept up with the metric measurements as I should, your 18.4s, 18.5s. Again, look in the books and it will tell you. All shotgun cartridges all around the world are called 12 bores, 20 bores, 28 bores. The Americans call it a gauge. The Americans like to be different in everything, so we'll let them get away with the fact that they call it a gauge. It is worked out on a bore dimension size. I showed you a lot of Ely cartridges yesterday. Ely were the biggest cartridge manufacturer in the world for probably 100 years straight. That is why everybody in the world calls it a bore. Even the Europeans that call it metric sizes, we are now applying metric sizes to imperial measurements, still the imperial measurements. The manufacturers, the cartridge manufacturers, will be working on 729, 615, 410 of an inch. You can get these in plastic wad, you can get them in fibre wad, you can get them in wool wad. They were originally loaded with felt wads. I have asked Paul to put some they're links, Paul, aren't they?
Yeah, links.
They're links. Now, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube because, as I said to you, I don't read and write very well. I watch videos, it's good to me. But I do read stuff that really interests me, Paul. I'll read that, but I find it much easier just to watch it, to be honest with you. As I said, with the chokes, I'm not going to get into the chokes too much. You've got basically 5 choke designs. You've got cylinder choke, cylinder being 0.729 of an inch. Your first step, you've got a 5 thou, which is called improved cylinder. You've got a 10 thou step, which is quarter. You've got a 20 thou step, which is half. You've got a 30 thou step, which is 3 quarters. You've got a 40 thou step, which is full. That has been opened up and broadened out so many different times, Paul. That is why I'm not interested too much about chokes, about bore sizes, because there's far too much to learn. Your best bet is to just go out and shoot, to be honest with you. There is no substitute for practice. So if people want to get all of the information from reading it from books and watching it on YouTube, listening to friends, that is not the way to do it. The way to do it is to get a little bit of an understanding in safety, a little bit understanding gun etiquette, and a little bit understanding respect for quarry, game, and other people. Go out and shoot. Enjoy yourself. As you will see from the videos coming, shooting is an enjoyable sport. It's a sport that is done with friends and family, co-workers, colleagues. Do yourself a favour, go out, shoot some sporting clays and enjoy yourself. If you can hold a 12 bore shotgun up, whatever age, the youngest I've sold a 12 bore shotgun to is a 9-year-old. Me and his dad tried to convince him to buy a 20, he wanted a 12. The 20 bore is good for young children, young ladies and small ladies. 410 is either an enthusiast gun or a young child's gun. It really hasn't got any place at sporting clays. There is some world-class competitions, Paul, that people do, not worth it. Young children, just starting off, smaller children, slightly bigger children, ladies, sporting clays, shoot it with a 12 bore. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you like the videos. Let's keep doing them.